Today, we take a quick look at how to multiply fractions. No frills or fuss, just straightforward steps to get you from beginning to end. Before we get into the actual multiplying, one of the best techniques you can use to make this easier on yourself is something known as cross-cancelling. If I had 8 over 12, I could divide the numerator and denominator by 4 and get to 2 over 3. When we change fractions vertically, we say that we simplify the fraction. Similarly, we can use another type of simplification method, which we call cross-cancelling. And just like the name suggests, instead of simplifying vertically, we cancel out or simplify diagonally or across. In this example, we can see that the 10 and the 25 can cross-cancel because I can simplify them both by dividing them by 5. This means that the 10 is now a 2 and the 25 is now a 5. I can also cross-cancel by dividing the 12 and the 4 both by 4. This means that the 12 would now be a 3 and the 4 would become 1. If you look carefully, this diagonal crossing here in the middle forms an X, or rather, it looks like the multiplication sign. We should use this as a reminder to remember that the only time we can cross-cancel is if we are multiplying, not when we are adding or subtracting. Now that we can cross-cancel, let's get into the basic steps of multiplying fractions. But first, a note. When we're multiplying fractions, we don't need to worry about things like making sure our denominators are the same or only multiplying our numerators. All we have to do is turn our mixed numbers into improper fractions. Then we cross-cancel, we multiply numerators and denominators together, and then we simplify. And it's as easy as that. In my first question, I've been given a mixed number, so I'm going to turn it into an improper fraction. I can do this by saying 3 times 10 plus 3, which gives me 33. Now I'm going to look at what I can cross-cancel. The 9 and the 33 can both be divided by 3, so the 9 will become a 3 and the 33 will become 11. I can also cross-cancel the 4 and the 10 by dividing them both by 2. This means that my next step will say 2/3 times 11 over 5. I can now multiply across my numerators and my denominators. 2 times 11 is 22 and 3 times 5 is 15. We know that fractions are just another way of saying divide, so 22 over 15 is the same as saying 22 divided by 15, which would give me 1 remainder 7. The 1 represents our whole number and the 7 represents our numerator, so my final answer is 1 and 7 over 15. Let's try another example. 2/5 times 6/8. I can cross-cancel the 2 and the 8 by dividing them both by 2. This leaves me with 1 over 5 times 6 over 4. Since there's nothing else that I can cross-cancel, I'm going to multiply my numerators, which gives me 6, and my denominators, which gives me 20. 6 over 20 can be simplified down to 3 over 10. Let's try one more. In my next example, instead of multiplying two fractions together, I'm multiplying a fraction and a whole number. When this happens, all you need to do is rewrite your question, but this time, place your whole number over 1. Now I can cross-cancel the 4 and the 12, which leaves me with 3 over 1 times 3 over 1. We know that 9 over 1 is an improper fraction, and we can say that 9 is the same as 9 because 9 divided by 1 is 9, so my final answer is 9. Pause the video and try the following on your own. Let's see how you did. For the first question, I'm going to turn 2 and 5/8 into an improper fraction, which gives me 21 over 8 times 3 over 7. I can cross-cancel the 21 and the 7 by dividing them both by 7, which gives me 3/8 times 3 over 1. When I multiply across, that gives me 9 over 8. 9 divided by 8 is 1 remainder 1, so my answer is 1 and 1/8. In question 2, I have no mixed numbers, so I can just start by cross-cancelling. The 10 and the 15 can cross-cancel by dividing by 5, and the 7 and the 28 can cross-cancel by dividing by 7. That leaves me with a half times 3/4. When I multiply across, I get 3 over 8. This is in its simplest form. For question 3, I can cross-cancel the 4 and the 10 by dividing them by 2. This leaves me with 2/5 times 7/5. When I multiply across, I'm left with a final answer of 14 over 25. For question 4, I'm multiplying by a whole number, so I am going to write 2/9 times 18 over 1. I can cross-cancel the 9 and the 18 by dividing them both by 9, which leaves me with 2 over 1 times 2 over 1, which gives me a final answer of 4. For my last question, I've got 5/8 of 26, and we've learned that instead of using of, we can use multiply instead. Because I'm multiplying by a whole number, I'm going to place it over 1. The 8 can cancel the 26 by dividing them both by 2. I can then multiply across, which gives me 65 over 4. 65 divided by 4 is 16 remainder 1, so my final answer is 16 1/4. All you need to do is keep practicing these steps and learning your tables, and you will have this down in no time.